Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, guys. I want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. I got a word for you. Tap in. So guys, I didn't get a recording in this morning. Pretty busy morning. But I wanted to drop this while this was in my spirit. Behold, for I'm doing a new thing. Many of you right now, or some of you, or one of you, are feeling a lot of chaos in your life. It's almost like everything around you is going crazy. Nothing is sticking. It seems like you're running around with the chicken with your head cut off. It just seems like if it's not one thing, it's another. Behold, I'm doing a new thing. Many times what happens in these seasons like this here is we are called to ministry and whatever sort. Again, ministries is not church. We're called, but we don't realize that when we're called, a new thing means sometimes, a lot of times, new people, new mindset, new perspectives, new boundaries, etc. So in order for these things to come, what has to happen? The old have to fall off. So many of us are struggling because we find ourselves trying to hold on to the things that's being removed, the people, the things, the mindsets. When you think something is going to work, it doesn't work. And it's like, well, I thought this would have worked. And now I got to go back to the drawing board. So I want to challenge you to be sure that you're locked in to what he's doing. Because again, a lot of the people that you're accustomed to, the people you know, is almost like, it's almost natural to want to just feel like, okay, can I at least bring somebody I know? Behold, I'm doing a new thing. You're going to have a whole new group of individuals. And when I say group, not per se in your personal life. I mean, again, I know some of you are people persons, and you like a lot of people around you. That's just not me. I'm just not that girl. I need a solid 2, 3, solid, all caps, solid. But for those of you who are literally in the mindset of like, okay, God have called me to start this business or do this, do that. You're planning in your mind, like, I'm going to bring my best friend. I'm going to put them in charge of this. Oh, I know such and such from my last job. She was good at accounting. I know, A new thing is just that, a new thing. I got a very, very powerful revelation this morning. And I'm like, what is going on? When I think I have something figured out and locked down, it's not sticking. And because I'm fluid in my thinking, and when something doesn't stick, for me, someone who doesn't give up, I know to step back and then allow God to show me a different perspective versus walking away from it altogether. And when I do that, he shows me and pinpoints exactly who, what, and when. In the situation or the person has nothing to do with anything that I've left behind. For those of you who don't like, quote unquote, new people, quote unquote, no new friends, that song, you're going to have a very difficult time. Because that's me. That's me. Like 10 years ago, you couldn't tell me like, oh, everybody's coming. Toxic or not. It was blood. It was friends. If we grew up, oh, you coming? You coming? Okay. Can't find one. Well, I can find them, but I don't want them. If you're someone and you're okay with meeting new people, things like that, then you wouldn't have a difficult time. But those of you like me and you don't like new people, you like what you like, you already know who you can trust and things like that, it will be different because you wouldn't even have to, you're going to have to vet, but not how you used to vet. Because when you're used to vetting on your own, you got to go through the whole, and you're still guarded at that point. But when God sends people, and again, you still have to use discernment and be wise, but it's not that whole process of trying to get to know someone to that level years and years and years and years. It's ordained. He's building a lot of kingdom partnerships. That's just not relationships and marriages. Partnerships. People you're going to connect with in different areas, different countries, and you're going to exchange certain things, and you're going to be able to benefit from each other, and then everybody benefits. Behold, for I am doing a new thing. So I hope if this is for someone, you're able to tap in. I hope you're able to settle your spirit, because it seems like it's just one thing or another. It's a merry-go-round, and you're constantly falling off the merry-go-round. Got to get back on. And just, what is going on? Nothing's sticking. Nothing's working. Be sure you are not striving to hold on again to people, mindsets, perspectives, and he's trying to take it away to give you something better. And my God, excuse me, God, that wasn't me. My God, is it better? My God, is it better? I promised myself that once I get to a certain point, I would always come back to encourage people, because I remember the times when I may not have had that encouragement. And I said, once I get to a certain point and I can see that it was all worth it, I will always go back to share that. Another thing really quickly, lastly, I had someone to email me yesterday. No. It was Wednesday, actually. And God has snatched the rug from her 9 to 5. God has been telling her to start a business forever. And she just conditioned to almost feel like that's not anything you can do, right? You're only used to working for others. And it's like you're too, quote unquote, afraid of that red tape. Trust the process. Here's why. Again, anything that God has called you to or required of you, he will provide. Here's another thing. It's important to be honest with yourself to understand that, okay, I may not have came from the household that could have taught me financial literacy very early on, right? But if God is calling you to it, that means he's using you to break that cycle or that curse, whatever you want to deem it to be. Think about it, all the generations before you, but he's pressing on you. You can't even get away from it. Because I always tell people, when God's calling you, like, you listen, you couldn't get away from it if you wanted to. It keeps coming back. So because he's putting that calling on you, then you're the chosen one. You're the one selected. So now those coming behind you, or if you have children, nieces and nephews, things like that, you're giving them the blueprint. Regardless if they all take to it, just do your part. And whoever's supposed to catch it will catch it. But here's the truth. A lot of people, at least people I know, it's not like they went into certain things already prepared. The problem is, it's easier for us to stay under people. And sometimes we don't even realize that refusing to take that step out on faith will actually release you from bondage. Let's say there's something pressing over your head. Let me just think, what's something that could be pressing over someone's head like a black cloud? Let's say IRS issues, tax issues. Okay, let's just say you haven't filed taxes in 15 years for whatever, right? You're used to kind of working under the table. You're not doing things the right way, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so God may be pressing on you now. So, okay, I want you to now seek help. You cannot do it on your own. Obviously, that's why you're in this mess. So I need you to seek help. But he will place the help right in your face. You may be sitting down for a dinner somewhere and having a conversation with someone you met, and the person like, oh, I'm a tax consultant. Like, it would be that natural, that easy. And ding, 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 ding. Alignment. But when you go home from that dinner, Satan's now all in your head, him and his little petty friends. Oh, if you do it, you're going to owe thousands of dollars, and you can't even afford it. You can barely pay your light bill now. You can't. And before you know it, you're now back into this heaviness of, I'm going to just keep hoping I never get audited. But you know God is calling you. And the reason why he's doing that is because he knows it's bondage. So a lot of times before God elevates you, he will require you to clean up a lot of things where you can be free from that stuff and it's no more bondage. Now, this won't be the average person, because remember, the average person is just not going to do things the right way, etc. But please free yourself by taking the step. You may not even know what you're doing. Just take the step. Make the call. Be transparent and open and honest, because when God places people in your lives, the people will understand exactly what's going on because it's ordained. God's using them, so their spirit already sees through your spirit. So, and when you get finished, you know what's going to happen? At the end of that call or that meeting or whatever you set up, you're going to be like, I can't believe all these years of being in bondage to whatever that thing is, in bondage. Now I'm free. And it was easy. It's light. I was able to make payment arrangements. God sent somebody who helped me for free. The enemy will keep you in bondage. That can be marriages that you know good. Well, let me leave that alone, but whatever. Marriages, financial hardships, jobs, whatever. His goal is to keep you in bondage, because when you're in bondage, it's heavy. When you're heavy, you don't have time to be worrying about ministry or helping anybody. You're trying to help yourself. So he wants to free you. He wants to take all that heaviness off of you, have you to deal with it now. This is why things are going crazy now. This is why a lot of things are coming to the forefront now. Things that you may have buried before, they're coming up now because he wants you to deal with it now. There's a certain grace that's going to cover you to deal with it now. You got to move when grace is on you. When grace is on you, it will blow your mind who God places in your life to help you. But you got to move. You can't worry about red tape. You can't worry about what you weren't taught and all that stuff. A lot of people weren't. But he will help you along the way. I promise you he will put people in your paths. I promise you he will. It will blow your mind when you're able to tap into the spiritual realm to understand that when we're in that when we're in physical and flesh and all that stuff like that, when nothing makes sense, it really doesn't make sense. Like, it really doesn't make sense. We rather just keep ducking and hiding, right? But when you can tap into that spiritual realm to understand how God strategically moves, you're talking about freeing. But yes, you're going to fight. You're going to fight. Satan is not happy that you are freeing yourself. You're freeing the generations to come. You're free. Listen, you're going to fight, but that's all right. You got this. Get knocked down. All right, get up. You got this. Get knocked down 2 times. Okay, you got me good right there. I ain't gonna lie. Get back up. And when he realized, like, oh, this one here got some fight, he'll leave you alone. He'll leave you alone and go find somebody else. But nothing or no one that's attached to me and my destiny. You guys have a great weekend. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.